Hey guys, welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews, and today we're gonna hate on the Switch a little bit. I know, it's crazy, but Nick, you're like a Nintendo fanboy. You defend Nintendo against everything and everyone. It's not true. I actually have stated on numerous occasions that the Switch does have some big problems, and those problems are what we should be hating on it for, not these minor indiscretions that people like to hate on that tend to be industry standard. So, now, what does the Switch do poorly? Well, as we all know, it's this tiny little guy right here. It's a nice little tablet. You can get some gaming on the go and do plenty of stuff with it. But unfortunately, the battery life is gonna last you typically around 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, battery life on pretty much any mobile device tends to not be amazing. That's kind of why I switched over to LG in the phone realm, because they offer swappable batteries. Now, with the original versions of the 3DS, you could get batteries that you could install into the back that would add some extra girth. Now, I will credit Nintendo because they did use USB Type-C, which is a non-proprietary cable right there, so it's one that you can easily find, track down, and pretty much use anything you have laying around, so you can use portable battery banks. But that doesn't clear up another huge flaw that Nintendo put into the Switch. There is no fast charging. It takes several hours for this guy to fill up from empty. Whereas, fast charging right now in the mobile arena is pretty much standard. Even when it comes to tablets, cell phones, any of them, they all have some form of fast charging. Even Apple, who is proprietary hell, still has some form of fast charging. Now, granted, you have to pay for the lightning cables and all that stuff, which comes at a markup, even though, Apple should be using USB Type-C as well, seeing as that they were one of the people that helped invent it. So, battery life and charging are a bit of a weak spot for Nintendo. Next up, boy oh boy, are we going to have some stuff here that we're going to talk about on this. I absolutely hate this thing. And hang on, because I have to get it all ready to really show you, or it doesn't really do it justice. And I couldn't show you the Switch, really, without having this thing ready. This thing is a hunk of junk, all right? Whoever invented this, it is stupidly uncomfortable. I feel like I can't really utilize the controls well, and I get it. This is supposed to make it so you have like a controller while you're on the go. But this is a very crappy controller, and it's not very fun to use. The grips aren't really a lot of grip. I mean, I don't have big hands. These are some skinny fingers right here, and even I have issues gripping the back of this. That's kind of problematic. Now, to be fair, I can buy my $70 Pro controller, but that's not quite as easy to toss in a bag as what this guy is. I wish they would have made one with bigger hands in mind, but this feels more like a kid's solution to the Pro controller. If I handed this to Anthony, he would probably think this is the perfect size. Whereas to me, this thing is a nightmare in disguise. Also, the one that comes with the Switch does not charge it. But you can get a charging one. It is around $30. It will charge your Joy-Cons. Or you could just do what I do when you're on the go and play it in tablet form, because I feel that that is a lot more convenient for me than sitting there with that thing. Or you can even use the Joy-Cons like this, because then my hands aren't all crunched together and trying to grip onto the back of... I really hate that thing. The comfort grip is garbage to me, and it's included with your Nintendo Switch. It comes with it. So I guess I can't really bitch too much for a piece of plastic that they decided to include. I would complain on this about the Pro controller being $70, but I understand there are a lot of sensors and stuff in there. I'm not 100% happy about the price point on that, but it is a wonderfully well-made controller, so we are not going to bring that up on this session of complaints. My other problem would be that Nintendo releases a lot of junk. And I don't necessarily mean Nintendo releases a lot of junk, but everyone and their mother who makes third-party accessories likes to get licensing from Nintendo to make products. Now that's fine when we're talking about something like a case, because it's a case. You can't really mess up a case all that drastically. But sometimes you'll get certain controllers and they'll have the Nintendo brand of quality seal on it. Don't buy a third-party controller. Just spend the $70 and get yourself the Pro controller. Yeah, it may break the bank, but it's not a third-party controller, which is not going to work very well. Plus, the only third-party controllers that are out right now that are decently well received, the Mario and the Zelda themed controllers by Hori, they're also wired. Now, the next one is going to be voice chat. God, oh God, does the Switch do voice chat terribly. So you have to have your phone involved using the Switch app. Now, granted, they have patched the Switch app to where now you can have the app running in the background and now be able to talk. But if you load something else up, such as YouTube, now you're not going to be able to chat and use YouTube at the same time. So you have to have your tablet if you want to be able to look up like a walkthrough or a guide or something. But why does your phone have to be built in as the middleman? Why? I mean, no one else has ever done this. Even with the 3DS, I didn't have to have my phone involved. Granted, there wasn't a lot of chat functionality, but I didn't have to have my phone involved. We're in an era where everyone is talking about how online games are pretty much the biggest type of game to play now. That is where everyone is going. Nintendo needs to be able to cater to these functions. If I were playing Doom online, I don't want to have to get my phone involved just so I can chat with people on my team and tell them how filthy their mother is. But, now, with that having been said, there's another drooling complaint here that I'm going to have. Nintendo is now going to have you charging for you're going to be paying for their online. It's $20 a year. Now, granted, that is a third of the cost of Xbox and PlayStation, but if I'm now paying for it, and I get it, they're supposedly going to be giving you some free NES games and maybe other types of virtual console games they're going to be giving you at that $20. But if you can't give me online that is simple and easy to use, such as being able to have a headset plugged directly into my console while I'm playing and then chatting with the people in my game, why am I paying you for a subpar online service? That would be my big complaint. Eventually, they might have it. There's no comments from Nintendo, really, about if the online's going to change. Which I would like to think that when they roll around this paid method, Lord willing, I should be able to plug a headset directly into my Switch and be able to chat with whoever I am gaming with. As of right now, I think it is a fairly easier option to load up Discord and use Discord as an option of chatting with friends that I'm in a game with. And lastly, this is all going to apply to online at this point. But lastly, why the hell are friend codes still a thing? Everyone hates friend codes. Nintendo knows everyone hates friend codes. But hey, you know what? Why allow us to pick our own names and have our own digital names? Maybe this will change too when the online feature comes around. Only God knows at this point. But why not let me pick my own name that I can remember and give people rather than assigning me a randomly spawned 14-digit number that is alphanumeric, and I'm never gonna remember it. I have screenshots of it saved because there is no chance in hell of me remembering that number. It is so random. And the more problematic part is, it's not like if I've added you on my Switch, I have you on my 3DS. No, because they have different friend codes. Of course they do, right? But Lord willing, Nintendo somehow finds a way to fix the issues that they have with the online functionality of their devices. Because this is pretty much across the board for Nintendo. Even the Wii U had spotty internet. 3DS, you've got a couple internet features. I wouldn't really say that it has like a vast online thing. You can Pokemon battle people online now, which is kind of cool. Or mostly Nintendo wants you to engage other people personally. Like, hey man, I see you got a Switch. You want? Oh, you think I'm crazy? I am. But you get what I'm saying. there are things that Nintendo does not do well, and I'm willing to be able to point out what those things are. And that is something I've kind of wanted to talk about for a while. Guys, let me know if you think there is something I left out on this and you think there's something else that Nintendo does terribly, especially with the Switch, down in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear from you on things you think the Switch does poorly. Obviously, it's doing well as a whole because it's selling stupidly fast, like insanely fast, like about to smash the PS4 sales in the first year fast. So, guys, let me know what you think. Also, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, you can click that subscribe button. You can also ding that little bell. When you ding that little bell, it makes me a very happy boy. Join the notification squad. Team up, y'all. All right? Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon, and I'll have plenty more content coming for you.